First I was just going to make a recipe with dried lima beans flavored with a little either pork belly or bacon. And when I was in the supermarket I go, you know what? Look what I found, some pork hocks. Now I have a meal. This is fresh pork hocks, dry lima beans, shallots. You can use onion, celery, carrots. Then I see corn and I go, corn will go very well in this. It's almost like a succotash with fresh pork hocks. And fresh tomato and a lot of garlic and a carrot. I'm putting more garlic than you would probably put in there, but garlic goes so well with pork. And a big handful of fresh thyme, which is just going to get thrown in there and disintegrate in the couple hours of cooking. The lima beans and the pork may take the same amount of time, but if the pork is done first, it'll get taken out from the beans and the beans finish, and then there's no problem, but it's all going to be cooked together. First thing we're going to do is season the pork and brown it off a little bit. Since a lot of these ingredients are so close to like Cajun, and I'm going to make this a Cajun dish, so I'm using, that's what I'm using. And just season it generously on both sides. And we're going to go about sauteing this for a few minutes. Not going to put any fat into the pan because I'm using a non-stick, and also I think there's enough fat on that piece of pork. Sure there is. So we'll just brown it off. This will take a few minutes. No sense in wasting the film on this. Moderate flame. Let's get a moderate flame going. A rather high flame. Just brown the pork on both sides first. Also turn it on its side to brown off some of that pork. You can get that a little, well, not exactly crispy, but give it some color. And then we're going to get the pan will be greased up a little bit more too. So do that. This is the most time-consuming part, but cooking is not all 5-minute dishes. This will take 2 to 2.5 hours to complete. So about 10 minutes has passed, and I'm going to throw in everything else except the tomatoes. I'll wait a few minutes for the tomatoes so I can get a little sweat up these vegetables in there. If I put the tomatoes in right now, everything is going to boil instead of sweating up nicely with a little color maybe. Let's not forget the corn. Fresh corn, uncooked, slide it right in there. You know, even before I taste this, I know it's going to be a great tasting dish. There's nothing in there but taste the ingredients. Now put up a high flame. Let's get this working here a little. We want to color up some of the veggies. Now you think this skillet was big enough? I don't think so. So we'll make a change right now. I forgot the beans are going in there. Liquid's going in there. Much better. Plenty of room. So let's cook this a little bit, try to get some color on what's in there. And the more color you got, the tastier it is. If you get that little pieces of burnt on anything, that's great. It'll all be in the flavoring. What does that mean? It means that it'll taste good. The reason why I didn't add any oil or anything to this, because you know what? After this cooks, what's going to come out of this pork and the pork skin? Enough fat that we don't need anymore in our bodies. So this is getting some color there, very nice. Well, as you see, the corn is starting to pop. Got a nice roasty color on it. So now we're going to add liquid, the beans. Let's add the tomatoes first. Let's cook these for a few minutes. Those tomatoes will disintegrate by the time the dish is done. And the black in the bottom of the pan can only do one thing: add flavor and help darken the dish. Okay, you did wash the lima beans and pick through them, so we'll add that now. And just enough water. I don't have to use stock because I'm going to get the flavor from the pork. So once this comes to a boil, look, I got nice color in there already. Once this comes to a boil, we're going to simmer it and come back and check it like in an hour and a half or so. And then adjust the liquid, check if anything is cooked. After 2 hours, we'll see. I'm going to put just 1 tablespoon of sea salt. I should say a half a tablespoon. And we'll see how that goes. So bring it to a boil. Don't waste the film. Now that we have a boil, set it as low as you can. Make sure you're using a thick bottom saucepan like this, not a tinny pot. Nice tight lid, a low flame, very low, like so. It's that low you can't even see it, but is it simmering? As long as you see bubbles coming up, it's cooking. No reason to do fast, rapid boiling because the temperature of the water stays the same. So I set my timer for an hour and a half. Now I'm going to go out and work outside. Well, after 1 hour, what I did was I just moved the beans to get underneath the liquid, and that's it. It's almost 5 minutes for an hour and a half. Some of the beans are soft, and some of them are a little firm. But don't trust the manufacturer. It said 2.5 hours for the beans. It's going to be less. So when the beans are ready, we'll see what we'll do next. I'm going to sprinkle in another half teaspoon of sea salt. I'm not tasting anything. So now we have a total of 1 tablespoon of sea salt. Get the pepper in there later. Oh, that's right, not pepper, Cajun seasoning. I don't taste much, so we're going to add now a half of a tablespoon. And I'll stir it. Well, it's 2 hours and everything is done. So the leaves from the thyme, just take them out. And now everything is ready. The pork is done. Nice piece of pork. Well, that's plenty for me. I'll just save this other piece for the missus when she gets home. And then we take the lima beans and everything else and just that looks like real peasant food, doesn't it? But you know what? It's tasty peasant food. I hope you enjoy it. Well, I just got finished eating. I really enjoyed that. I don't make many dishes like this because I can't wait. I like to cook something and eat it. But since I was busy outside, that's the way to go. You can even cook this in a crock pot. You don't have to use shallots, you could use onions. And what is left, all the vegetables, as you see that pot back there, there's just one piece of pork left for my wife. I don't want to steal it. But all of the rest of the beans and everything, what do you do with this? Cook up some rice, put it over some rice. You want to cook it over pasta, put it on pasta. This is so nice. And okay, so you're going to complain about the thyme stems in this type of stew? Well, I don't mind picking them out. It's like picking out bones from the salmon. That's just me. But if you dislike it, take the time to pick the thyme and put it in there without the stems. This was really good.